Hello, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and welcome to Marketing 106 Retail Merchandising offered by Harper College. You're either taking me an online class or a face-to-face class or a blended class. That means we do a discussion in the classroom and also have a discussion board. Okay, so here's what we have. We're going to be starting Chapter 18. Chapter 18, remember, and this is something that's important for your major project, your retail store that you'll be opening up, and tell me how you're going to promote it and bring it and how it's going to be successful for the next 3 to 5 years. So you're going to establish image. And when I look at an image, the image of the store, what's the atmosphere of the store? What's the outside? Everything we're going to be talking about is, the atmosphere, the exterior planning, the interior planning, how you're going to have the layout of the store, where you're going to have your, how you're going to have this display set up, who's going to do the window dressing, for lack of a better word. Interesting chapter. And I'm going to go overview. Remember, you already have the book here. Read the book. Excellent book. Good videos, good links, and this is just a quick overview for those of you who might have missed it, what you should focus on. Okay, so I'm going to make this a little bit. I'm going to try to keep this under half an hour because I got a class a little bit. I got to leave for a class, so let's see what we could do here. View. Let's do this at 200. And usually people don't have a problem, so we'll start from the beginning. Okay, retail image and positioning. Basically, what's the image of the company? Just like what's your image? You're gonna once you present the image, and customers or your shoppers understand the image, they know the layout. It makes your life easier, and they feel more comfortable coming back. Okay, positioning. How does your firm fit in with other competitors? Are you in the high end, low end? Are you the high quality? Are you the trendy? All that is how you position your store and position your advertising and position the interior and the atmosphere out of that. Okay, so here's some basic elements of this thing. I'm just going to go all this we talked about target market, but the author did a real nice thing. So here's the overall image. You can look at the target market, how you fit in, your position in it. Are you a new entry? Are you been there for a while? Customer service. Are you number one for customer service? So depending on your business, store location, where it's located, could improve your image. If you're someplace else in the strip mall, you have a different image than you're in a big mall like for like a Gurney Mills or I forgot the one that's up there in Lake County, but Gurney Mills or Whitfield Mall. I'm sorry, I got into two colleges confused. Excuse me, it's early in the morning. Merchandise, what are you carrying? What are your pricing attributes of the physical facility? What's the shopping experience? Is it trendy? Do you have technology, or is it all kind of messed up? Community service. How are you giving back in the community? Are you involved in the community and promotion and tools? So that's basically the whole thing, and we discussed that in our discussion board or in our face-to-face lectures. Okay. Now, in the second, the shopper should be able to determine the name of your business, the line of trade, claim to fame, what's so important. That's why the social media, if you're a small business, hi, I'm George. I'm opening up George Apparel. These are one of a kind, made specially, coming back from the tailors out of Poland. What? Never heard of tailors about. That's right, because we're new and we're giving you high quality. A pricing position and personality of the business. Okay, and then here's some examples. Walmart is in the lowest prices. All About Ease, general stores, Atmosphere, Tiffany, and they're kind of going out of business. Ideas, Whole Foods, and they're changing because Amazon picked them up. Price Plus, Kohl's, Bed and Bath, Efficient Errands. You got AutoZone loans. Lowe's is having problems. But look, companies go through a business cycle, even though the large names either reinvent themselves or the system, the economic market system will push them out of the business because they can't compete, and competitors are doing a better job than they are. All right, another class, another time. Okay, what's your atmosphere? The physiological feeling, the store's retail characteristics that project the image to draw customers, non-stores, physical characteristics. Do you have catalogs? Do you have vending machines? What's your website? Some store people have never been in your store, just doing the website. The website has to be just as powerful of an image as your brick and mortar store. I go on a website. You could be a small little operation, but you got such a high quality, everything I wanted, vibrant website. I may think you're a big chain. and I'll buy from you. Or you're small. Hey, I'm just starting off. Please help us. Now I have the appeal. Hey, personal service. What did it say? Or one of a kind stores. Which do you prefer? Do you want the trendy or you want the traditional? That depends on you. And most of us, we like to go both. Here's a trendy because I'm all trendy. But then I go back to, this is the way my grandparents did it, the old type of store. But the store, see how the image, the minute I walk in, it already tells me about the store. Doesn't mean they're outdated, but there's just the image they're portraying. Okay, now visualize merchandising is a proactive, integrated, atmospheric approach. How to create that look is by your merchandise, by your display model, to stimulate customers' behavior. And they've got some examples. Look, these are all different ones. This is a little higher end. These are just for a shoe. This is a grocery store. It could be Whole Food. All these gives me that idea, that the thing. Now they had this one here. Look at the Omni channel. We showed this video inside the classroom. If you missed it, here's the clip. Just clip it on it in Blackboard, the course management system, and you'll see the video. Excellent video. And they utilizing all this to, trendy and still nostalgic, and bringing the two together to bring both clients in together, and they had to be able to project the image on different platforms. That's all it tells me. Okay, warehouse store image. Sam's or Costco. They want to look like a warehouse. You know what I mean? Atmosphere created by the exterior. The way the store's laid out, it looks like a warehouse. You got the tractors going back, and the forklifts going back and forth. Big shelves. Looks like a garage has been updated. Interior designs, and again, the warehouse experience. You see how no ceilings, it gives you that feeling. Are the prices lower? Most likely because you don't have to spend all that money on the decoration and atmosphere. Very basic. You're saving money on one end. Remember, if you have a real fancy atmosphere, a lot of technology, like we talked about the Amazon Go, high price, but they're gonna, you may not break even, but once you get the customer base in there, you slowly do your prices increase that we talked about last chapter. Okay, exterior planning, and here it is: the storefront, the marquee, entrances, display windows, using storefront. And here's just an example. You know what I mean? Here's the big marquee, and this already tells me that it's got some kind of a high end, got a big marquee. It catches your idea. Remember, we are so bombarded with images day in and out, social media, on my phone. After a while, we get immune to those images. So you have to have one with a voice, or one that's going back and on. You see some of the ads on when they do the billboards. They only put half up, and people, what's going on? Or stores coming up to go, coming soon. You go, what's coming soon? And now you're focusing, and they slowly bring it in. They can put the sign up right off the back. They know what's going in there, but they're trying to get your attention, trying to grab you into that. Okay. Alternatives and basic storefronts, a modular prefabric structure, prototype store. This is one that you're just trying to different market, but you still got the same logo and everything else, like Macy's, everything else. You got the big store. Now they're coming up with the smaller store. They got the name, but the layout's a little different. So it's Macy's Mini or whatever. I forgot what the heck they're called. But you can see same thing. Target's doing a revamping of all their stores. I haven't seen any kind of big campaign, but after they get them all done, they're gonna say, "Hey, welcome to the new Target. Here's how we are. We're more comfortable. We're more shopper friendly. Come on in there. We set up the whole display so you can see the whole picture. We're there. We have everything for you. We've changed. Our prices are better. We got a higher quality." Whatever their story is, but they're going to roll it out after they get all the stores. But people are just now getting used to it. So when they give the message, they know what the message is that people like about the stores or what they don't like about the stores. Okay, now the general interior. And look at this about your own store. In-store transportation, how do you move around in the store, merchandise, displays, how clean the store is. Not only that, the bathroom. And some of the bathrooms, I love the store. Going to behold, if the bathroom's that thing, and I got to go in, that's a negative feeling I have this store. Is this something? So what's the back room going to be like if something like that? Just put the air freshener, contract that out. They do a real nice job. Maybe a little more ventilation. Okay, the color lighting makes different clothes. What you're selling, wall texture. Look, if you're in a bar or something, that's a store. You have it. The lighting is down to give you that intimate feeling, but also you don't see all the dirt and everything else. You go to daytime, ooh, what a filthy place. Nighttime you don't see it because the atmosphere, it's dull, lower. Okay, so space in the aisles and everything else. Impact and lighting. Again, here the figure they had, they changed the different lighting, daylight lighting or nighttime lighting. Some of them Omni stores deal just the lighting, depending if you're in here. Here's how does it look at the daytime? You press a button. You go to like Costco, something different bulbs. Here's how the your hand looks daylight. light. Here's how it looks in soft light. And now look at the clothing. That same thing, or the merchandise. Different lighting gives it a different effect. Okay. Now entrances. The number one, the number, how many entrances you have, in and out, what makes you comfortable, type of entry, again, main and here, different entries coming into the store. Now these are the malls. The entries are a little different if they're on the standalone, okay? And then walkways. Okay, now the layout, if I'm laying in and out, what's this, the space? The space that people come in and buy, right? And I always click on there. I may not go into them. You could read them. The merchandise space. Where's the merchandise? Is it cluttered? Dollar store very cluttered. Target's giving uncluttered, so you have more of a relaxed experience. Don't look like you're having claustrophobia. Personal space, and personal space is where the workers will have their coffee breaks and everything else, or even employees have to go to use the restrooms or anything else. And then customer space, it changes the mood and everything else. Okay, now remember, I'm not going into this. It's an overview. You read the book, all right? But at least you have a general idea. Okay, now the other thing. Product grouping. How are you going to group your product? Functional grouping, purchase motivation grouping, market segmentation grouping, and storability. When you're grouping, for a guy, I would like to say, ladies, you have your shirts, your blouses here, your pants someplace else. The mannequin may have one another. For a guy, give me the whole thing. I like the way that guy. What do you want? I want that tie, that shirt, and that pant. I'm easy, not for. I'm just generalizing. I'm not stereotyping guys. A lot of guys are very fashion focused. Okay, all right. I teach a fashion. I teach business how to move your products and selling in the fashion degree department at another college. Oh, at another college at Harper. Shit, what am I talking about? Another college. I thought this was for the College of Lake County at Harper. Okay. Hey, remember, I don't edit my things. You're live. Okay, now if I do look at the straight traffic flow. A lot of stores are set up in grids. It's easy for people to move around. It's easy for me to monitor. It's easy to see the traffic flow. But does that make it? It makes it very rigid. You know what I'm talking about? Very bureaucratic. So, and same thing with the design of your web. Your web should be designed where people come in there and they will be able to see everything else. So now they're looking at some of these omni stores. You walk in the store, you press here, they'll see they have the size, and it'll tell you what aisle you're going to go to. Okay, so, and then they talked about the advantages. I'm not going to, efficiency is the one, and the other one is basically simplifies inventory, because I know exactly how to go. Look, if you go to a subdivision that I grew up in Chicago, everything's in a grid, boom, boom, very easy, and I don't get lost. I come in this way, I know I take a right, I go in a suburb, the roads are curvy, but it makes it more friendly or more relaxing than driving like that, but it's different. So your store has the same layout. A smaller store, you don't have that much room to work around it, so your layout may be very functional. A larger store, do I have the curve aisles? Do I have little things? Do I have different sections? Do I walk into like a different category just for shoes? For the Kohl's, look at Kohl's. They got the shoes in one area. They got the pants in the other area. Men's and all shoes are in that category. If you want suits or other categories. So if I buy a suit, I got to walk all the way around the store. That's when they're looking about do I keep it together? Okay. And then here's your disadvantages. It's interpersonal and it's rush behavior. But that sometimes is. If I'm in a rush, I don't want to go looking around stuff. Here it is. Boom, 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 boom. I'm there. You have to know your customers. What do they want, or what, and how do they shop? Okay. All right, now, and this is the other one, the curving pattern that we talked about. And here's, here's a picture. It's all designed easier. Remember, it's like a big jigsaw puzzle. Fun, interesting, more relaxing. Disadvantages, again, you got all your disadvantages. Customers get confused. Higher labor because you got to keep an eye. Easier. It's not as easy to maintain and look at security. So you got cameras everywhere. That could be mute. Friendly atmosphere. Do not feel rush and everything else. And I should have this one up here. Always want to do the advantages over the disadvantages. Okay. All right. Now the other thing, shopping cart. Now this one here, the shopping cart, they've had the new technology. I'm not going to go until we discuss it. The shopping cart got a computer and it basically got GPS. So I want to go in here, I want to find some shoes. It'll say take a right, take a left. It's in this aisle. Or it'll if I buy too much of a certain things, I say, hey, I'm looking only for healthy food, and they say, okay, you already went over. You got a lot of junk food and everything else. Interesting technology. And now you're going to have your smartphone going to be connected to that. Trust me. Pretty soon I'll just sit on a cart and it'll take me and it'll load everything else for me, like an Amazon in real life. Okay, approaches for determining space. Again, model stock approach. Talk about that. Sales productivity, your space where you're at. And this one in here, Terex, is a good video. I got the link. Click on there. If it doesn't work, copy it, and you'll learn. And or look into the book. The book has the videos on there. All right. I've got 10 more minutes. I'm looking at my clock. So I got to be out of here. Point of purchase, interior. Your assortments are they displayed properly? Okay, open assortments. Things encourage customers to try it on. Everything else, closed assortments, DVDs. You can't open it. You just got to look at it. Okay, theme setting. Is it going to be right now? Is it Easter? You got a lot of Easter bunnies, or is it Veterans Day? You got pictures of veterans. I don't know. So you have the theme around your product for that week or for that month, whatever, or Valentine's. You got hearts and everything else coming around. Assemble the display, complete bundles presented, showing parts, stocks, and everything else. Rack is on the rack, major problems, everything's all over. Look how you look at it at Sam's, try to buy clothes. The warehouse, I do, they have one lane, that's all they do. You mess it up, they clean it up. I want to see, I would never want to do that job. Drive me nuts. You finish it, and by the time you come out, you got somebody like me looking for one size and leave it, and they got to come back, fix that. But it still gives it that wholesale warehouse feeling to the customer. Case displays, you got your watches, everything else behind the case, a little bit more security, cut case, and an expensive display that leaves merchandise and original carton, and then dump bin. It's, Walmart, you got all kind of old videos or DVDs, just throw it in there. You can find it, $2 each. You got to search. You could find some good ones, but they just dump it. It gives you, for those people who like to be a shopper, kind of like a wholesale, it's an adventure. I found something in here. And then you have fashion show. Fashion shows are expensive, but basically you get to see the fashion, and people come in there, and then if they advertise everything else, you can see how it fits on an individual. Okay. All right, so what do we have? Online consideration. Again, you're looking to enable customers to look quickly, and unlimited space. Can be modified frequently, so you have some impulse buying. Disadvantages, basically dial-up shoppers. Okay. You can't see three-dimensional, but things are changing, because if you look at now, you have the virtual reality. You could actually have the headsets going to be tied in for your online shopping, so you'll be able to see, for lack of better words, how the thing would look. Or you have a mirror, and they'll scan your body and say it'll be a little bit too tight here, and you'll hey, technology, life is changing. There's so much out there. It's just the cost and the acceptance of individuals right now. Okay, increased shopping in the stores. How do you do that? Experiential merchandising, solution selling, co-branding, enhanced shopping experience, wish list, ideas that work. And here's a video that tells you how do I get people into the store. Remember, the whole thing of your promotion, once they're in the store, I want them to feel experience. A lot of times they come in there, so I got coffee or something else. So why do they have all these drugstores, CVS or Walgreens or Walmart has their own pharmacy. I come in for my prescription, I got to wait to get it filled. They say 20 minutes, and then I walk around and buy stuff. My whole thing is how do I get them in? That's why the stores are going up more of a virtual reality, for lack of better words, so you can come in there and the only experience you have is in the store. You still touch the item, you can still buy online, but it makes your life easier. And then community oriented, it basically, you have for shoppers, you support charity. This is social responsibility. Areas of employee area resident. If you're trying to hit like younger generation Z, hire them out of college. They'll tell their friends I'm working, and then now you got that connection, and then I see the person. Look, if I'm shopping as Generation Z, this is really trendy. I'm an old guy. Come on, the baby boomers. Oh, yeah, trend. Look at my grandpa, my dad. Okay, so I have somebody that's out of college and say this is trendy. Good-looking gentleman or good-looking woman, a salesperson. Oh yeah, is it really? Hey, it's her product. And so if you're in that sales portion, don't try to just get the sale. If it's not trendy, kind of tell, hey, no, it doesn't look right on you. You look like a dork, or whatever the term. I'm just making it up. All right. Are we good? Okay, so we have everything else. We covered this real quickly. Let me just go expand, and I go level 1. All right, so we covered a lot. Look, I just went real quickly over this, just because I'm rushing this way. Well, I don't need to rush it, but basically, it gives you an idea about the store. This is interesting. Most of you are, majority of my students are in the fashion program. You're a buyer or seller. You have to see how you're going to help the store owner create that image, just not only sell your product, but so people come into the store and they'll buy hopefully your product because you've got that location, the shelf space, but they'll buy other products in the store, and the store grows. He opens up other shops, and he comes back to you. You are a resource to them, not just a selling, peddling. You are a resource. When I go into the store, the salespeople are a resource for me to get that experience. So I don't understand it, they'll explain it to me. They'll help me out. If I want to be left alone, they'll left me alone. That's the whole experience. All right. So my name is Dr. George Mochocki. This is Marketing 106, Chapter 18. We're covering. We've got a few more chapters. I think next chapter is in promotion, maintaining and retail images. It's the brand. The image of the store is a reflection. If I go to your apartment or to where you live, you have a reflection. By I look at your quarters, man, what a slab, or what nice. You got more of a trendy type of furniture, more of a old-fashioned type of furniture, more of a mismatch. Most Generation Z, because you get a little bit here, a little bit here, just on your own now. But see you in 5, 10 years, you'll develop your own brand and your own atmosphere for your own apartment or home dwelling. Think about the same atmosphere, everything else when you go shopping. Every store has a different type of atmosphere. Some might feel more relaxed, some might feel rushed, some might feel being watched, some I'm just there because they're convenient. All right. So again, look me up, look it online, enjoy this video, and we'll see you in the next class. Let's see how many minutes I got here. 21 minutes. Holy mackerel, I covered that thing pretty good. I'm getting better at this. It's probably my shortest lecture anyway, because it's an interesting lecture. You'll read it. I'm just giving you an idea. Creativity is not that hard to understand. Atmosphere. How do I feel about the store when I come in? All right. I'll talk to you later.